It's the 14th of August and I'm Tom Glasson. Welcome to The Roast. Now, Joe Hockey has been accused of being out of touch with the common man. To tell you the truth, until yesterday, so was I. See, I thought the common man couldn't drive, couldn't hold down a job, couldn't grow old and couldn't fall in love. But then I met Sean and all of that changed. Sean, get in here! Heel! Joe Hockey, I'd like you to meet Sean. Watch him, learn from him, test out all your weird budget shit on him. Think of Sean, and by extension, all of his upper middle lower class family, as one of those lab rabbits we put lipstick on. I mean, of course the common man can drive. In fact, I insist he drives me everywhere. Sean, go fetch the Bentley. Ah, hang on. I didn't say which one. Let's go with the blue one.
Education Minister Christopher Pyne celebrated his birthday yesterday, receiving a cake from Palmer United Party MP Clive Palmer. Judging by the amount of candles and Pyne's behaviour in Parliament, he is 1 year old. And unfortunately, Pyne will need the support of Mr Palmer to pass the cake through his stomach. But Christopher wasn't alone. Fidel Castro celebrated his birthday yesterday. That's right, Christopher Pyne and Fidel Castro have the same birthday. Now, I'm not saying they're the same person, but there are some strange coincidences. They both like to shout, they both like to point, and they both have beards. It was the 88th birthday of Fidel Castro, and he was reportedly surprised to discover he's still alive. Guy Pearce, the Australian actor who's married to Girl Pearce, has made his debut as a musician. Now, we can't play you the whole song, but here's a taste. Rock On! The track is the first single off Guy's forthcoming debut album, Hey, I'm Guy Pearce, I Do What I Want. Yowie, the chocolate-encased toy seen here being mistaken for grown-up food, is to be relaunched in the United States, because what Americans need is more chocolate. The Yowie has not been sold in Australia since 2005, leading some Australians to resort to other food sources.
Yummy!
Google, the search engine that knows what your roof looks like, is building a 9,000-kilometre fibre optic cable from Japan to America to keep up with surging internet use. I tell you, this internet thing is really taking off. The project is named FASTER, which stands for faster, though it's understood the Australian government is pushing for it to be a little slower. For The Roast, I'm Mark Humphries.
Well, it's been 3 months since the government released their budget, but just like all the chewing gum I found under my desk and then made Sean eat, they're struggling to pass it. So Treasurer Joe Hockey, seen here telling the photographer, these aren't the out-of-touch politicians you're looking for, has been travelling the country attempting to sell his budget to the people. And by people, I don't mean you and me, I mean those people who are enthusiastic about motoring or have the word Palmer in their name. You know, the ones who have the Senate by the scrot. The crossbenchers.
If we attack those people with the least, I believe we're going to have more domestic violence, drug and alcohol abuse, vandalism, mental health problems. This budget, I believe, will exacerbate all of these problems and more.
Someone should really tell Madigan about the constructive criticism sandwich. It goes, compliment, your budget document has really well presented graphs. Then criticism, your budget will destroy the fabric of Australian society. And then another compliment. Your last name is my 8th favourite sport. And Hockey had a new line of defence yesterday when he went on radio suggesting that the increase in fuel excise proved the budget was fair because it would primarily affect wealthy people.
The poorest people either don't have cars or actually don't drive very far in many cases.
It's just like that Ashton Kutcher film. Dude, where's my car? Oh, I don't have one, I'm poor. And it is true, poor people don't have to travel far, unlike politicians who also don't pay a lot of fuel tax because they travel in taxpayer-funded chauffeured cars. Still, not everyone agreed with Mr Hockey, like Ricky Muir, who, after getting over the shock of becoming relevant, realised this specific issue was his party's time to shine.
We can't all hop on cows and ride into town, I don't think.
Or can we? Woo! Mush, Daisy, mush!
Nah, Tom, I'm not even a cow.
No, it turns out you're right, Mr Muir, surprisingly. Cows' wide shoulders make it very difficult to mount for shorter riders like myself, and most cows aren't bred to have spines capable of carrying the weight of an average human. Also, they just hate it when you pump their butts full of petrol. We'll be right back.
Have you ever gotten into your car to drive to work and realised that you're too poor to drive that car? Did you drive it anyway because that was the only way you'd be able to get to work to earn money in an effort to be less financially insecure? Why didn't you just walk the 21 kilometres? Or ride a poorer person? We'd love to hear about it at the Roast TV or hashtag RoastTV.
And naturally, the opposition leader, Bill Shorten, seized on the opportunity to critique Hockey's argument like a true statesman.
Are you serious, Joe Hockey? Are you really the caricature, the cigar-chomping Foghorn Leghorn of Australian politics?
Sorry, did I say critique? I meant dished out another trademark Bill Shorten zinger using one of his patented bird-based put-downs. You see, in recent months, Bill Shorten has described the Treasurer as looking like a goose, a lame duck, and now the Foghorn Leghorn of Australian politics. Bill Shorten, on the other hand, is the ineffective opposition leader of Australian politics. It really feels like every one of Bill Shorten's statements could end with him just sticking out his tongue and going, so, yeah. Really, why does it seem like that is his only strategy? I guess the only way we'd know is if we had some sort of fly on the wall of the Labor Party's spin doctor headquarters.
Hi, Tom.
Jesus!
First off, relax. I don't want you freaking out and swatting me with that giant fly swatter I saw on the way in here.
All right, but I'm just going to put that there for safekeeping. Now, are you here because you were on the wall of Bill Shorten's spin doctors when they came up with the whole Foghorn Leghorn thing?
Yes, I was, and I recorded the whole thing on my tiny fly camera, the Sony 0.05D. Let's take a watch.
The poorest people either don't have cars or actually don't drive very far in many cases.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Shorten needs to react quickly so there's no time for a legitimate political attack.
Yeah, so are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh, another silly name campaign.
Bingo. Okay, so what are we working with? We've got cigars.
Cigars.
Hockey roos, winning gold.
Gold. Silver spoon. Born with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Mouth. Lip service, room service, cuts services, cuts, cutting. Scissors.
Hockey, scissor hands. He's got scissors for hands.
Hands, 2 hands.
Roseburn.
Kiss from a Rose, song, radio, austerity network, austerity measures, budget.
Shit! It's budget, love.
Cheap cars, vehicles, cranes, lifting.
Not leaning, leaners.
Lean meats.
Lean chicken.
Chicken, rooster, famous roosters.
Freddie Fittler.
Good, but more infantile.
Infantile, animated roosters.
The Foghorn Leghorn.
But more of an elitist stereotype.
Cigar chopping Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh, God. Good work, guys. I think we really made a difference. Now, who wants some cab charges?
Next thing you know, Bill Shorten will be saying, the wheels are falling off Joe Hockey's budget.
Actually, he said that one this afternoon.
Oh, did he? Okay, well, thank you very much, Fly. But I'm sorry, you're gross and I have to do this. Ha!
What the man? We're colleagues.
Oh, sorry, get out of here. Go on, shoo! Shoo! Psst. So, poor old Joe Hockey has taken a battering from the public, the media, that Labor guy with a thing for birds, and now cows who have country people riding them to work. Woo! Mush, Daisy, mush! You know, if the government wants to get back in front in the opinion polls, maybe they should take a leaf out of Bill Shorten's book and talk a little less policy and a little more about cartoon poultry.
Tom, I'd go further than that. I'd say they should shut the up. When trying to sell changes to the Racial Discrimination Act, they blew it when George Brandis said people have a right to be bigots. When trying to sell the anti-terrorism laws, they blew it when George Brandis didn't even understand the internet. When trying to sell uni-fee deregulation, they blew it when Christopher Pine said women won't be able to earn as much as dentists or lawyers, even though women are the majority of graduates in those courses. And now, when trying to sell the budget, they blew it when Joe Hockey said poor people don't have cars. Right now, Scott Morrison looks like the most effective member of the government, because even when he's speaking to the media, he isn't actually saying anything. And when Scott Morrison is your star performer, Liberal Party, you've got a problem.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, that's all the time we have tonight.
Oh, and Tom, FYI, I just shot a 6-foot fly with a gun in the head.
No, you did not.
Maybe it was 5'11".
Oh, then you just shot Seaton.
Seaton.
Good night.
Sorry.
We're colleagues.